I keep all my stuff in this, real sexy manila folder here. If I read something about someone of note, I'll write down their name in the inside cover of the folder. And I basically depend on my own memory to recall why I wrote their name down. I've got 9 open spots, and 3 of the spots I'm going to save for end game picks. 3 spots at 3 cents, a pitcher, a catcher, and like the utility spot. They'll leave me 6 other spots with an average of like 18.5 per player.
I always knew that there was a draft day, and that was an all-day occasion, and got home late. Well, when we were dating, he wanted me to bake him something for good luck, and I think that's when I first made it.
I won in '99, and that was the year Gabby was born. The next year, Gabby was a baby, and there was no time for baking. So, and I finished 4th. So, last year I'm like 1st place, 4th place. All right, we're going with the bars again.
I don't mind making them, but at the same time, when I'm making something like this for Kelly, he doesn't really leave anything for Gabby and I. He eats the whole pan. Kelly likes them a lot. I don't mind doing it, and he enjoys fantasy baseball so much. And it's nice to be able to add something to it. Make sure we get as much chocolate in there as possible.
He doesn't want to speak to me. He doesn't want to take a break to eat. He literally just sort of sits there for hours, fuming, cursing, making, he's not very good at arts and crafts. There's a whole elaborate thing of putting together a board when putting names and prices, and I have learned to just leave.
I follow prices with Post-its. I wrote this in as I went, and I took this combined with about 10 sheets of lists into the draft. Our draft is the day the season starts, the Sunday, the 31st. And Meryl will be flying off on, I think, Thursday night or Friday morning to visit her parents who are in Florida for the month. About that moment, she sets on the plane. I stop shaving. I stop washing. All I am doing is just going and trying to do one thing: come up with realistic bid prices for everybody in the draft and a strategy. I am up probably about 6:30, generally feeling like death. I spend the next 2 hours going online trying to find out if there's anything new to know. A memo to myself: terrific control, but only 14 months out of college. Also note age and be very cautious, but 6 of his last 7 starts in '01 were strong. Yikes. What the yikes basically refers to is I haven't the faintest idea what he's going to do.
If there could be a number 1 guy based on our team needs that I'd love to get, if his salary doesn't get too out of hand, would be Robbie Alomar. Middle infielder with some power, some speed, great batting average. That would just be outstanding because we need speed in our lineup. That's one major weakness we've got going into the draft. And then based on our needs, what sort of players should we be going after? Some of the big name guys, or do we try and go after a few guys that may not be quite as expensive but still be able to plug some needs for us?
Every year I start off with these great ideas of things I'm going to do to prepare. I'm going to have my money budgeted perfectly how I want to spend it in the draft, and it almost never happens. It's pretty typical for me to be up doing league stuff until 1, 2 a.m. each night.
It's almost become a running joke in the league. Okay, who's gonna try to knock off Dave this year, or who's gonna come in second?
He's just one of those guys who is very talented at this, and just great at designing his team and keeping his team as successful as it is. I took a look at the history roll the other day, and he's in the top 3 or 4 just about every year.
See, Scott Rowland is available. That's good. I've got some notebooks I'll put my stuff in. I'll have my trusty briefcase. I'll make sure I have my food. There's going to be 130 players drafted in the auction alone, not counting the 200 in the rotation draft. We're talking 415 players that we're going to pick. We're going to be there all friggin' night. I'll have my game face on, and my game face is not like, it's not like that. It's just, a cold-blooded, assassin, if you will.
Paul's number one adjective I'd use to describe him, and I think you gotta love the guy for it, is he's intense. He is intense. I mean, he's just right there on draft. And I usually sit near him, and so we're conversing quite a bit, and it's just his passion it's just kind of oozing out of him all day.
3 excellent starts in a row. And, this game he'd already struggled, and Sierra just has another rip right there. What I'm looking at, and what this is confirming for me, is the fact that once he gets in trouble, he's going right back to the fastball again. And as you just saw Sierra there, any major league hitter can hit a fastball if they know it's coming. Yeah, it's just every day I'm like, this is great. I'm waking up and I'm writing about baseball. What's better than that? I'm going to have more knowledge going in than these other people about what's going on, just simply because that's what I do. I'll probably be putting at least an hour or two a day right up until this weekend just into CFCL specific prep.